What is up, everyone? Big announcement. I bought a house. As you can tell, we're a little bit in rough conditions right now. And, you know, it's a little grandma-ish, but at the same time, it's my beautiful wife. At the same time, we're going to be kind of walking you guys through the whole process, dropping some tips when we can. And the first thing is going to be tearing up this old carpet. We have basically a bunch of lumps and clumps and dirt spots. We have linoleum in the bathroom and kitchens, and basically hardwood floor throughout the rest of the house, including a closet, bedrooms. Ooh, that cleaner is intense. And all sorts of paint jobs to do for some of these interesting color choices. But we're going to take you guys along the process, and starting today, we're going to show you how to tear up a carpet to reveal your beautiful hardwood floors before they need to be refinished. So tearing up a carpet is actually pretty easy. All you really need is a roll of duct tape for the strands that you're going to cut, a X-Acto knife or a carpet knife if you have one, and you don't really need a pair of needle nose pliers, but they are helpful. Also, you'll need a cat's paw if you have one, or a small pry bar, and a hammer if you can get it. Just helps with getting some of the tack board that holds the carpet down. So what you're gonna do, and if you're buying a house, one thing that our real estate agent had us do was, if you're trying to figure out if there's hardwood under the carpet, basically what you could do is reach into the corner here and pull up a corner. And under this you have your carpet, you have your pad, which is actually stapled to the floor, and then you have your tack board. Your tack board has nails that stick upwards, so just be really careful. My wife did a great job at tearing up all the corners of this. So literally all you have to do from here is, here I have this corner piece, and I'm going to take my blade and just keep cutting along this strip. So since I have hardwood under this, I don't want to cut downwards. If I could pull this up a little bit and cut along this strip, and basically you take your roll and start rolling this upwards. So as you are cutting forward, just cut little sections off. Keep the roll nice and tight. So I'm going to basically do this whole room, throw it on time lapse and kind of show you guys what I'm doing. Now I'm keeping these in manageable rolls. If you don't have a dumpster, you could actually bring those in your car to the dump. But if you do the carpet all in one piece, it's going to be a lot less manageable. So we're going to do small, 4 to 5 foot sections, and then do every part of the house just with small manageable sections. So in the corner here, so this is the foam padding that's below the actual carpet itself, and it's held in with staples here in the corners. So in reality, just being mindful of the tack board, you can just pull this right up and pull the individual staples out. Just make sure that you have a little tray or something for them to go in, because you're going to lose them on the floor and they're going to end up in your shoe. So I like to take This is just a very small pry bar. And actually this is an old journal I have. And I just want to protect, since this is hardwood and we're going to try to preserve this hardwood, just get the very corner of that in there and then just pry it up. But I try to put all the pressure on this journal that I can so that I'm not destroying the hardwood floors that I'm trying my best to preserve. So just get a pry bar in there. I can even bring you a little closer. So as I come in, stick this in here. Just want to make sure you guys can see this. Stick that in that staple, and just it doesn't take a lot of effort. It's very gentle. Well, just don't do that because then they bounce all over the place. But this little staple right here, just get the corner in, just ever so slightly pry up. You're gonna get little holes here. That's okay. You could fill that in with wood filler later, but the main priority is just going to be to get all these out. So I would suggest just pulling the foam up like this. If you get little bits of foam in there, the better, because then it's just going to make it more obvious where these staples are. The last part of ripping up your carpet, you have these tack boards, and these are just basically thin strips of wood that are held into the floor with nails, and then there's little nails poking up that keep the carpet from swishing back and forth when people are walking on it. So taking this up is actually very easy. There's a couple different methods that you could do to it. This is just a cat's paw. This is what I found to be the easiest. And what I do is it's very sharp up here, but on the back here, it's very smooth. So I keep the smooth part along the floor so I'm not scratching it. And I shove the sharp part into the actual wood itself. And I try to pry up a nail. And as I work along, and if you hear cracks and crinkles, that's not a big deal. Basically, even if you just snap it all apart, there's just more pieces of the board that you have to deal with individually. So I'm just working each piece up. And if you're refinishing the floor anyway, you're gonna see a little bit of scratches here. What you could do is actually, here, let me move you down to a fresh piece over here. What you could do, this is just a piece of the painter's mixer from Home Depot. You could shove the sharp part into the wood and then use that to protect the wood while you're prying it up. I'm refinishing this wood anyway, so I don't mind if it has little scratches in it. They're not going to be anything too serious. And then I'm just prying each board up. It does take a little bit of effort to get these up, but sorry, I keep hitting the tripod. But they're actually pretty simple. Then once you get this going, each piece is fairly up. Then if you go along, you have a nail left over here and a nail left over there. That's where this part of the cat's paw is helpful. You could pry it up with this, but since they're a little high up, it's a little bit hard to. So I just tilt this in and pull it out like that. Tilt this in, pull it out like that. Nails come right out, and they're, as you can tell, they're very short. So I'm just gonna finish up this last couple strips of tack board, and then my entire hardwood floor will be all decarpeted.